Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing. Hey guys, can you guys hear me and see me clearly? I wanted to make sure if you guys are able to hear me and see me clearly. Sorry for the delay, I was trying to fix my webcam. Yeah, so from my side I can see myself. And hello, good day to you too, Jamilu. Okay, great. Can you see my screen as well? Let me pull this out. Chat. Okay. Alright, great. Okay, thank you. Alright, so let's just begin the webinar. Alright, sorry for the delay. Okay. Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another pre-market live analysis for IC markets. Alright, and today, before I begin the webinar, right, I'll have to go through the disclaimer as usual. Right, remember that everything in this webinar is educational in nature and nothing should be construed as investment or trading advice. Alright, so please remember to do your own due diligence before you guys trade. Okay, so for the agenda for today, we will go through high impact news events for the week, and secondly, we will go through key technical setups to watch out for. Alright, and I'm your host for today. My name is Woon, and I will be going through with you guys today's pre-market analysis. Alright, so let's move on to the key news events for this week. Oh, let me see. Okay, the key news events for this week, which is later on tonight, right? We have the USD ISM manufacturing PMI. Alright, and then for Tuesday, we have USD Fed Chair Powell speaking, as well as CHF, CPI, JPY's governor speaking as well, but this is tentative. Alright, and then we have USD jobs job openings. Okay, so Tuesday is usually the like a prerequisite preparing for the NFP on Friday. Alright, so you guys can tune into, I believe there is a usual YouTube live stream for the Fed Chair's Powell speaking, so you can take reference for that if you guys have time. Alright, or you can take reference from the job openings. Alright, and see how this plays out. As for Wednesday, we have AUD GDP, alright, and we have USD ADP non-farm employment change. Alright, so this is for this ADP non-farm employment change is also like a preparation for NFP on Friday. Okay, so usually, right, okay, in a case where let me guys show you. Okay, in a case where, wait, let me refresh this. Okay, alright, if you look right here, okay, ADP non-farm employment change. Okay, you click on this small little folder. It might seem a little bit complicated at first, but if you pay attention over here, right, April 30, okay, the actual is less than the forecast, means the USD index will be doing bad. Okay, because if the actual is greater than the forecast, it is good for the USD currency, but the actual is worse than the forecast, then it is bad for the USD currency. Alright, then let's go to, if I were to show you, if you were to go to if you were to go to April 30th, right? April 30th. Let me see. Let me change to April 30th, 12:15 p.m. Okay, April 30th, 12:15 p.m. Give me a sec. Oh, surprisingly, it didn't really have much changes here. I was expecting it to at least have like a push downwards, right? But surprisingly, even though the actual is half of the forecast, right, it didn't have much impact. Okay, so I guess for ADP non-farm employment change, it wouldn't have that much of an impact, but of course I would say try to stay out of high impact news. All right, let me see, fast forward to today, 2nd June. Okay, filter go. All right, okay, what else? Yes, okay, we have CAD Bank of Canada rate statement. All right, then we also have the overnight rate, and then we have USD ISM services PMI. This wouldn't really affect much of the markets. If you guys if you guys go and check the history, right, it wouldn't have much movements. Okay, then lastly we have the press conference for CAD currency. All right, then for Thursday we have Euro monetary policy statement. Alright, so this might actually move the markets for the Euro pairs quite a bit. Alright, and then we have USD unemployment claims. Okay, so this one definitely will wow, if you look at DXY, right, DXY needs a really nice push upwards. Okay, so this might be I would say this might be a positive outlook for the USD currency, but we shall see. All right, because if you look right here, if the actual is less than the forecast, it is good for the currency, right? Previous data, right, it was actually, we had a negative outlook for the USD currency, but let's see if we are able to have a positive recovery this time around. All right, then let's see, lastly Friday. All right, we have CAD employment change, okay, and also CAD unemployment rate. All right, then lastly we have our, of course we have our NFP and USD unemployment rate. Okay, so far so good. Any questions? Okay, I think so far should be good, right? Okay. Let me see. Okay, if you guys have any questions, right, just please feel free to type it in the chat box below. And of course, any pairs that you want me to go through with you, I will gladly go through it with you as well. All right, so just type it in the chat box, live chat. All right, then I can see the live chat as well. Okay, now let's move on to the fun part, which is of course our analysis. Okay, all right, so we are on the daily time frame as usual. Okay, so let's see. Okay, I will prefer it to be right over here. Let's see, any reference point? Okay, so let's start off with DXY. I really like this support level, right? Because we have multiple touch points. Okay, you can see how many times price has been touching this area. All right, so that's why I shall use this maybe on the panel. All right, then you can see how price actually reacts to here, but we shall use the most recent support level over here. Okay. All right, then this shall be our pivot point, which is a multi-swing low support level right here. All right, and you can see how price is actually hovering up, but I believe price will actually come down. Okay, retest this level again to have a push upwards. That's what I am hoping for, right? Because if we have that confirmation and price continues to stay above this pivot point, right, then we can see price hovering up towards the first resistance point. Okay. Let's see if we are able to yeah, I don't think we will have any feeble retracement levels available, right? So I think it's pretty straightforward. Okay, wait, let me see. Oh, okay. Yes, okay, sure. Let me go through from the top. All right. Yeah, sure. Of course. USD. Okay, USD CHF. Let's start from the top. Okay, USD CHF. Yes, right here. Oh wow. Okay. USD CHF already has a. Let me see. Oh man, it already had a push upwards. Alright, so I don't really recommend to enter already, right? Even though it already had a push upwards. I think it was on Thursday last week. Alright, but we shall see. Hopefully we have another tap right here. Okay, don't worry for USD CHF, even if price has already flown past about 30 pips, right? We shall see how it opens on tomorrow. Okay, okay. Let's see pivot point. Then this is of course our swing low support level. All right, then let's see how this plays out. Oh, what is this? Okay. Yeah, this looks much better. Okay, then of course we have our resistance level, which aligns with this swing high resistance point over here. All right, let me see if there is any projection. Oh nice, we have a 61.8% feeble projection level. Okay, so let's see how this shall play out. I think this trade for USD CHF is pretty straightforward, I would say. Okay, so don't really need to have much changes. But of course, I would say don't enter right off the bat when market opens on Monday, right? We shall see how this plays out. Okay, so one trick that I will usually always do, right, is to check the session timings. Okay, check the session timings for New York and for London session, right? For USD pairs, try to trade either on London session or New York session. I don't really fancy the London session, right? Because of its market manipulation most of the time. But if you ask me, I would prefer New York session. Okay, you can easily go to IC Markets website to see on the session timings, or you can easily go to YouTube and search for session timings. Alright, what are the most recommended times to enter for USD pairs? Alright, okay. What's next? USD CAD. Okay, cool. USD CAD. Alright, let's see. How many pips is this actually if I were to enter right about here? Okay, I think this is fine. I really like this. Instead of this swing low support as our pivot point, right? Let's use this level instead. The reason why I like this level is because I don't really feel that I'm not really confident about price pushing up from here onwards, right? Because what I'm seeing is lower low, right? And another lower low was created. So when price retraces back up to make a lower high, what I will expect next is a lower low before it rises up to make a lower high. Alright, so I would rather use this as my pivot point because this is a stronger level, because it is an overlap support level over here. Alright, so I think this is a more stable level, alright, as compared to a normal swing low support level. So I hope you guys get where I'm coming from. Okay, so this shall be our pivot point, and this is our alright, this is our multi-swing low support area. And the next thing that we want to look at is the resistance point. Of course, this shall be our resistance point, which is only a swing high resistance level, but it's fine. Let me see if I can find, might be at the 78.6, right? Okay, we have a very nice 78.6% feeble projection level, and if we are able to find there's a very low chance. Oh wow, okay, we have the 88.6% feeble retracement level. Okay, so let's see how this plays out. Is it pass through 50%? Give me a moment, let me see if we can find an expansion level. Okay, okay, I think we can use the expansion level. Let me see. Oh wow, that's beautiful. Okay, so we have a multi okay, sorry guys, forgive me if I cough in the middle, because my throat is not feeling that well. Okay, so yes, pardon me. Alright, so in this pivot, for our pivot point, we have the 78.6% feeble projection, as well as 27.2%, negative 22%, negative 27.2% feeble expansion level, as well as the 88.6% feeble retracement level. So this is a valid feeble confluence level, because we have 3 feeble confluences. Alright, so this is a high probability trade to take. Alright, so let me just mark this. Where is my... Okay, so this is something that I am looking at. Okay, any questions? Okay, BTC USD and gold. Okay, wait, let me cover AUD USD first. Okay, oh wow, AUD USD has been hovering here for the past more than 1 month actually, right? If you realize, from here, from April 23rd all the way until right now, right? It has been more than a month of it hovering within this area. Okay, how many pips is this? 150. Wow, if you played ping pong within this area, I think it will be pretty good. Alright, so what I can expect is for price to continue right here. Okay, so I will expect price to have a bounce from this pivot point. Okay, let me put this as close as possible. All right, let me see. Well, if I put this as my pivot point, right, what will be a good reference point for my SL? I think the only option is to use this level, this small area, as my SL. Okay, because if not, it is almost impossible to put it all the way here, right? So let's use the most recent, even though I don't really like price action over here, but I think it should be more or less fine. Okay, first support. Okay, then for our resistance level will be this area over here. I think it's pretty straightforward for AUD USD, right? Just trade within this channel, because if I were to mark it over here, okay, it is a bullish channel. You can see how price just respects this channel a lot, right? But one thing that you have to take note, once you have at least 3 touches, right, the last touch will be the last push upwards most of the time, right? And then we will try to have a breakout upwards. Okay, so this is just one thing that I realized for all these kind of bullish or bearish channels, right? once you have 3 to 4 touches, the last one, right, once price touches here, once it goes all the way up, most of the time it will just have a breakout. Simple as that. Now let's move on. Oh wait, let me see if I am able to mark out any fib. I think, yeah, best is not to make it too complicated. This should be fine. Alright, okay, let me cover 1, 2, 3. Let me cover the rest of the majors, then I will do BTC and gold. Alright, so because that is the one that is highly requested. Now let's see where price for euro dollar is at. Okay, my sentiments for euro dollar, let us see. Honestly, I would actually like the buy idea, but for price to reach here is about 271 pips, so I might not like that idea. Okay, let's see any other. Let's look at H4. How is H4 doing? H4 seems like it's bearish. Okay, bearish because we have a change of character right here, and then price created a lower high, right? So I'm expecting price to continue lower. Okay, but for the daily time frame, let me see. USD, okay, just openings. All right, I think this is fine. There are two levels. Okay, one option is to sell over here. Once price reaches this area, then you can take a sell. All right, but to play it safe, I would rather. If I were to put a sell opportunity here, yeah, I think this is fine. Let's stick to this sales idea. All right, pivot point. Okay, then we have our stop loss, or rather our resistance level over here. And for our support area, I think this is a rather good support level over here. Okay, this is fine. Wow, I think the comparison is how many pips from the top? 144. The thing is, okay, let's see. Alright, so these are the areas that I'm looking at. Of course, some might say, oh, why not use this as our pivot point, right? But you can see how price already tapped this area, so I would rather not enter from here onwards. Alright, as I believe we have such a strong rejection candle here, price might actually continue to push upwards. once market opens and once Monday is over. Let's see. Usually I don't trade on Mondays. Alright, usually for Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Okay, let's see. Yep, I think it might be pretty straightforward for euro dollar. I think this there's no Fibo level, so let's see how this plays out, right? Because it's an awkward level for euro dollar right now. Okay, so I wouldn't enter anywhere in this whole area. Alright. Let's see. Okay, now GBP USD. Okay, this is a buy that I actually like because price is heading downwards. Yeah. Okay, so this is a pivot point that I am looking at as well, right, which aligns with the 61.8% Fibo retracement level. Alright, then we have our first support level, which is at this overlap support area. Okay, then of course we have our resistance point at this. Ooh, wow, GBP USD has really flown so high, right? We have the swing high resistance level over here. Alright, so this is just a trading the pullback for price to go higher. Alright, because I believe price, there is a very nice level for price to, okay, if you mark out this whole area right here and then go to the weekly time frame, you can see how price might continue all the way up here to at least 1.39. So I'm expecting price to either come up. We will definitely see a reaction right about here, right about this level over here. Alright, but of course we will ride the train, the bullish train upwards. So this is what I am looking at. Alright, waiting for price to come down towards this level over here. Another 100 pips, not difficult for GBP USD. Okay, so let's take a look at USD JPY. Alright, so for USD JPY, I'll delete all of this and look for a bullish entry over this multi-swing low support level, right? Similarly to DXY, right? Because these two moves generally in the same direction. Okay, so I think it's pretty straightforward. Might not be able to find any. Oh, nice, we have this 8.6% Fibo retracement level. And let's see if we are able to find. Yep, we also have this 61.8% Fibo projection level that aligns with this 78.6% Fibo retracement level at our pivot point. So I think this is a pretty solid trade for USD JPY. Now if we are able to find, okay, alright, so let's see, we have, yes, we definitely have time. So let's see, okay, let me cover the last major, which is NZD USD. Okay, so since price is rising up, don't really like the idea of the cells over here. Let's see. Price is bullish for NZD USD though. Okay, I think it's fine. We can stick to this for NZD USD, right? We can stick to this bullish level. Okay, I think this is redundant. Okay. I think this is fine. NZD USD are not really following. They used to follow each other, but now not so much, right? Okay, so I think this is a rather clear trade. Okay, we are trading NZD USD within this range as well. Alright, so CH4. Okay, let's see if we are able to trade off this multi-swing high resistance level, right? But I would say it might be a little bit dangerous because there is a possibility for price to actually break out of this pivot point and continue higher. But let's monitor how NZD USD reacts to this pivot point. Alright, okay. Okay, so yeah, we are looking for sells. Okay, so we have covered all the majors so far. Any questions or all is clear? Alright, please let me know. I hope all is clear for you guys. Right, if all is clear, then we will move on to crypto. Alright, we'll move on to crypto and then we will move on to commodities. Okay, sounds good? Okay, let's move on to crypto. Oh wow. I wouldn't really want to go against BTC right now, but this is such a nice pullback level to sell, right? If you look at BTC USD, okay, if you look at BTC USD, even though we created a all-time high already right here, but we might be able to find a sell opportunity at this level over here. Yeah, let's see. Okay, I think it's 50%. Yeah, so wait, boom boom boom. Okay, don't really like this. Okay, although we only have a feeble retracement level as a pullback resistance, which is our pivot point. Alright, let's see how this plays out. If BTC USD rejects off the pivot point at 107 level, okay, then it will most probably come back down to our first support area over here, which is at 102 level. But if not, then you might have to be careful as price would continue upwards, because if you realize BTC USD is in a very strong uptrend right now, and it might continue to go even higher. Okay, so let's see how this would work for BTC USD. Right, I think it's pretty simple. Okay, because in H4 we have this bearish engulfing level which aligns with our pivot point. Okay, so this level over here is a very nice sell zone for BTC USD. Even if they are not able to sell all the way back down to our first support level over here, but I believe it might even sell off to 105 or 103. Okay, this is for BTC USD. Oh, in 1 hour. Okay, let me show you 1 hour. Okay, 1 hour, of course, if you look at how price is, right, from a downtrend, all right, we are slowly shifting towards a uptrend. Okay, I would say 1 hour might have missed an opportunity already. Okay, but if you would really want to see a analysis for 1 hour, okay, I think this is a very nice level. Okay, let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, 1 hour level. Yeah. Let me see. Okay, 1 hour. Okay, so you will have something like this. Let me see. Okay, so this, I would say this is a bullish. Price might be bullish, but of course I wouldn't really want to enter here, because this would have been a nice entry, right? This would definitely have been a nice entry over here, right? But I would say price right now don't, even though it's hovering over here, but it might still be a little bit volatile. Okay, you can consider putting your SL here, right? A tighter stop loss, or even here, right? If you really want to. Okay, I would say put it here. Yeah. So if you really want to enter, you can enter off this pivot, stop loss, and take profit. Almost 1:2. Alright, then of course this is our first obstacle because of all these resistance points, right? Yeah, so I would say this is a decent trade. Not the best, but a decent one. Okay, that's the 1 hour time frame analysis. Because this, firstly, our pivot point is a very strong level of support. Okay, then right here we want to keep our SL as not too big, right, so that you have enough breathing room. So I think it's fine. Then our first obstacle is this multi-swing high level. Okay, any questions for this trade? I think it's pretty straightforward. Let me see. Yeah, I think it's fine. Let's see. Okay, I think it should be fine, right? Pretty straightforward trade for BTC USD. Yep, I think you might be able to find an entry here, but well, I like this trade a lot more. This level, safer and better to trade at this level. Okay, now let's go back to our daily analysis. Okay, let me see. Okay. ETH. Okay, so let's move on to ETH. Alright, so for ETH, wow. Okay, I think it should be rather bullish. I think I might actually change my sentiments. Let me go for a bearish run. I would say this is a nicer trade over here. But then my SL will be pretty big. Yeah, I think this is fine. Okay, let's go for a bullish tap. I think this is okay because BTC, USD and ETH generally move in the same direction most of the time, right? But okay, I think this is fine, right? We have our pivot point, which is a multi-swing high resistance level, and then for our resistance is a multi-swing high resistance level as well, but it aligns with the 127.2% Fibo extension level. Okay, I think this we won't be able to use it anymore. Yeah, let's see how it plays out. Wait, let me see H4. Okay, I think this is fine. Okay. Pretty straightforward trade for ETH USD. Okay, so let's move on to commodities first. Alright, if you want H1 trade, right? I'll suggest ETH don't enter. Not recommended to enter for ETH right now. What we want to see is for it to break past this level, right? Break past, then you enter off. Right now I would say very gray area. If you really want to enter, miss the trade as well. So dodge it. Don't enter for ETH USD. Okay. Yeah, I think this is fine. What are all these? Oh, pre-market Okay, nice. Okay, any other questions so far? Okay, I think it should be pretty okay with you guys, right? So let's go through oil and gold. Wow, such a nice area to tap from. Right, we have a pivot point, but let's see if price is able to stay above this pivot point. If yes, we can still enter for oil. If no, then we shall look for other opportunities. Okay, so right now for oil is at a pullback support level, right around this, beside this bullish engulfing candle, all right, which aligns with the 50% Fibo retracement level. And of course we have our first support, which is a multi-swing low support level, as well as our first resistance, which is a multi-swing high, which is a multi-swing high resistance level as well. Okay, so don't have to dwell too much for oil. Next we are looking at gold. Oh, why is this so complicated? Okay, let me do it my way. Okay, well, gold is been bearish, like finally, right, it has finally been bearish. Let's change it. I actually do like the buys. Sells not too much, but I think for buys, okay, I think this is a nicer level for buys. Right, I would say this is a nicer level for buys, but it's too far. If I put this, nah, that's too far. That will be too far for me. Let me see if I like this trade. 78.6%. Yep. But do I really want to put my support all the way here? Let me see. Nah, that's 2,000 pips, which is too much. Okay, I think this is fine. How many more pips to price reaches our, wow. That is 1,118. Now let's make it more actionable. I think this is too I really missed the trade of this brick. Let's see. Give me a second. Let me analyze this a little bit more. I think this shouldn't be a problem to be our pivot point. think this is fine. And then we have our support level, because all the other areas, if you realize, right, is a little bit too far. These are more actionable, the rest are like 1000 pips for support. Okay, then we have our first resistance level over here. Okay, so we want, even though it's daily time frame, we want it to be a little bit more actionable. Yeah, I think this is fine. Okay, then let's see if we are able to find any. Should be 50%, yeah. Okay, so our pivot point aligns with the 50% feeble retracement level. Alright, and we are looking to continue a slightly bullish run, at least to this first resistance point right here. Oh. Bullish, yeah. So I think it should be pretty straightforward. Okay, this is for gold. Alright, so we have still a little bit time left. Let's go through indices. Okay, I think I'm still sticking to this plan over here for US30. Why? Is because I would say US30 deserves to have more bullish power. Right, and we are recovering right now already. So let's see how this might actually play out for the, yeah, previously. Let's not use this anymore. Should be a pivot. And this shall be our first support. Okay, so let's see how this might play out. Am I able to draw a fit 71? Oh. Yeah, aligns directly on the 78.6% feeble retracement level. That's for our pivot point, and as for our first resistance, it is a multi-swing high resistance level. So I think pretty straightforward. Okay, let's go through S&P 500 and we will end off the session. Alright. Oh wow. Okay, I have a new sentiment for S&P 500. I would say price would definitely come down a little bit more. At least to 5.8. Alright, 5.8, we have a nice bounce already. But are we able to find another nice bounce to go even higher? Right. Right now we don't know, because price has been uncertain. Not sure where it's going. Is it going higher? Is it going lower? Right. We might be able to see some upcoming news for the tariffs sometime sooner or later. Alright, so for, yeah, I think for S&P, this would be my support. Okay, I wouldn't put it here, I would put it here instead. It is a pivot pullback support level. And as for resistance, this is a not pretty good multi-swing high resistance level. Okay, then let's look at any pivot point, right? 78.6% as well. So everything lines up for US30 and S&P. So I believe this is a solid trade. Okay, that's the end of my session from me to you guys. Alright, hope you guys are able to understand all of these setups, and we have covered the commodities, indices, as well as the majors. and crypto as well. Alright, that's it from me to you guys, and I shall see you guys again. Please stay safe and trade safe. Alright, take care and bye bye.